Welcome to SKML Chess Academy. In this video, we will be discussing the traps. Uh, Till yesterday video, we have seen up to 30 traps. Now we will be seeing from 31st trap onwards on our journey to 300 traps. Let us see. E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop e4, bishop c5, c3, queen a7, castles b5, bishop b3, knight f6, d4, bishop b6, bishop g5, d6, bishop d5, bishop d7, knight h4, castles, knight f5, queen d8, d into e5, d into e5, bishop into c6, bishop into c6, queen into d8, rook f into d8, knight e7. So winning the bishop here. E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, f5, knight c3, b5, bishop b3, b4, knight a4, f into e4, knight into e5, knight into e5, queen h5, check, knight g6, bishop into g8, rook into g8, queen d5. So winning the rook here is attacking both the rooks, so winning one of the rooks. E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, d3, d5, knight into e5, queen d6, bishop f4, queen b4, check, knight c3, d4, a3, queen into b2, knight c4, queen into c3, check, bishop d2. Now the queen is trapped. E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, d3, knight e7, knight into e5, c6, knight c4, knight g6, bishop e4, b5. Winning one of the forces here. So this is known as a pawn fork. The fork is a tactical weapon which can be used by pawn, by rook, by knight, by bishop. So here this is fork by pawn. Let us see 35th trap. E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, d4, e into d4, castles, bishop e7, queen e2, castles, e5, knight e8, rook d1, f6, bishop into c6, bishop into c6, knight into d4, d6, knight into c6, queen d7, queen c4, check, rook f7, e6, queen into e6, queen into e6, bishop into e6, rook e1, bishop d7, knight into e7. And check. So here clearly winning the one of the fours. Now 36 trap e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, castles d6, d4, knight into e4, d5, a6, bishop d3, knight f6, d into c6, e4, rook e1, d5, bishop e2, e into f3, c into b7, bishop into b7, bishop b5, checkmate. So when you give a check with two forces, one is with the bishop and one is the rook, it's very difficult to handle both the checks. Let us see 37th trap e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, castles, knight into e4, d4, bishop e7, queen e2, knight d6, bishop into c6, d into c6, d into e5, knight f5, rook d1, bishop d7, e6, f into e6, knight e5, bishop d6, queen h5, g6, knight into g6, knight g7, queen h6, knight f5, queen h3. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, castles, knight into e4, rook e1, f5, d3, knight d6, bishop into e6, d into c6, rook into e5 check, king f7, bishop g5, queen d7, rook e7 check, bishop into e7, knight e5 check. Then winning the queen here. This is known as a knight fork. Previous we have seen the pawn fork. Now here this is the knight fork. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, castles, knight into e4, rook into e1, knight d6, knight c3, knight into e5, knight into e5, knight into c3, knight into c6 check, bishop e7, knight into e7, knight into d1, knight g6 check, queen e7, knight into e7. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, castles, knight into e4, d4, a6, bishop d3, d5, c4 into d4, c into d5, queen into d5, bishop into e4, queen into e4, rook e1. That's all in this video. For all the subscribers and viewers, thank you very much for your extended support to our channel. So I request you to please continue encourage this channel, and please tell your friends to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.